For the first time in this competition, their record in Glasgow is far from promising, but there are a total of 4 changes for John Mulvihill with a bonus point victory against Zebre 3 weeks ago. 2 of those are in the front row with Christian Dacey and Kieran Asirati. And Seb Davies is released from Wales duty. So too is Jared Evans, who made his international debut against Scotland in Cardiff. Former Hurricane Willis Halaholo makes his 50th appearance for the Blues, while Alan Summerhill scored a double when the teams met last month. There's the captain, Lloyd Williams, who makes appearance number 180, edging ever closer to Tyrese Thomas, sitting on 182 and third in the all-time list for the Cardiff Blues. The Glasgow Warriors can be a formidable force on their home turf. The top try scorers in the competition, and with a sizable 8-point lead at the top of Conference A, confidence is on a high, free-flowing and dangerous, and led out by their newest centurion, Nico Matawalu, the cult hero in these parts. Over 2 spells, he now makes his 100th appearance as a Glasgow Warrior. And what a danger he can be. Dave Rennie's men will look to add yet another scalp to those visiting Scotstoun. Callum Gibbons is the captain. Dave Rennie is elected to switch up almost half of his team from the away win in Swansea in round 8. Jamie Batty returns, while Kieran McDonald makes his first start of the season. And there's a place for Warrior of the Month, Matt Fagerson at number 8. Ali Price and Pete Horn form the half-back partnership. Tommy Seymour scored a hat-trick against Fiji a fortnight ago for Scotland. A feat matched by Nico Matawalu against the Ospreys, and the Fijian becomes Glasgow's newest centurion this evening. He's got a special hairdo for the outing. And John Lacey is the referee this evening, assisted by Mark Patton and Ian Kenny. So we move into a busy and crucial period in the Guinness Pro 14 season. The second of 4 clashes between the Glasgow Warriors and Cardiff Blues this season, as the conference rivals face off for the first time in the domestic competition. It's Ali Price back to Pete Horn, those 2 returning from the Scotland squad. That's very well taken, and a good run too from Jared Evans, almost up to the 22. And a promising start from the Blues fly half, who made his Wales debut against Scotland rather at the beginning of the month. This time Evans move back inside.
Leave it now. Hey.
Lloyd Williams playing scrum half. Thayer with the short ball on. Evans now looking to get the backs going with Smith, and on to Tom Williams, brother of captain and scrum half Lloyd, Seb Davis. Evans, nice ball out the back to one of the danger men in Willis Halaholo. Evans neatly on Alan Summerhill. A brace of tries in the European meeting between the 2 sides. Now big Nick Williams, and it's plenty of ball early on for the visitors.
Strong start by Cardiff, suggesting Glasgow wins.
Yeah, it's not forward.
Session started by Glasgow straight. He's got to go more.
Glasgow, my view, my side.
Blues
are really happy with that, the way they went through the phases.
Not forward.
See that play of Jared Evans taking the ball to the line, bringing in the forwards around him, or going up the back, towing the backs there. So, although I think Glasgow were probably pleased with their defence because they held up and ended up pushing the Blues back. Blues kept possession really well there. Glasgow had a few snipes in it. Williams did really well to get the ball away quickly, so a decent start from both sides.
Nick Grigg knocking on in midfield. Another one back from the Scotland squad, a try 3 weeks ago down at the Ospreys. They also put Matawalu in for one of his 3. So front rows packed down for the first time. Brad Dyer, Christian Dacey and Kieran Asirati up against Jamie Batty, George Turner and Darcy Ray. And down it goes, and they'll very quickly get another chance to reset.
Blues will be hoping to get this ball out the scrum. Left-hand scrum, always a prime opportunity because Glasgow have to keep their scrum half on that blind side where he comes round, but still, you can see Jason Harries behind the scrum, looking to come in to add that extra number. We're looking to bring Willis Halahola with some wrap-around play, possibly, trying to get the ball wide. It's a really good opportunity, and hopefully the Blues can get a good solid scrum and get the ball out.
Bind. Set.
Been in good form, the Cardiff Blues, before the break. 5 wins from 7 games, a free kick going their way. That was in all competitions. Of course, the win away to Lyon in the Champions Cup will have done them the world of good. Nick Williams bundles on, and not released will be the first penalty decision of the evening from John Lacey, and the Blues in a good position to get points on the board.
Yeah, good break by Nick Williams. He grabbed out in the middle of the ruck, tried to go straight through the middle. It looked as if he spilt the ball, but I think he's done Ali Price there for not letting go in the tackle. Probably a fair decision. So first opportunity to get points on the board.
The old sneaky pick, isn't it? I know when you played against Nick Williams, you also always watch that.
Captain,
act as if he's not interested, and then grab with one hand and dive through the ruck.
It's quite a force, the 34-year-old from Auckland, former Munster and Ulster number 8. So Jared Evans, now a Welsh international. Right-footed from straight in front. It sails through the middle, and the first points of the evening go the way of the visitors.
A strong start for Cardiff. 5 minutes in total they spent the Glasgow half there. Come out with just rewards. But now an opportunity to Glasgow try and get a little bit of territory and hopefully get their hands on the ball.
Take the kick off. Lloyd Williams
still in
control at the base of the ruck, and away it goes from the scrum half and right up to halfway, just inside actually the Blues half.
The other way, mate.
Yeah, Lloyd's a very good tactical kicker off right and left foot, so there's any difference to him which side.
Move.
And that's a good result for the Blues. They're into a bit of a breeze actually. Glasgow definitely got a bit of a wind behind them. So to get to near halfway was a good exit from the Blues.
Surprised to see that both teams have been struggling a little in the line out this season, but that was a decent first effort for Glasgow, and clean ball off the top got Matawalu into his stride. Now Horn. Pete Horn, that is, playing at 10. Plays much of his rugby, of course, one further out at 12. Mark taken.
Here you go, mate.
Along it goes, and this is the sort of ball that Glasgow enjoy. Ali Price, quick hands from Horn onto Rory Jackson. Now Gibbons, Glasgow captain. Horn again, now Jamie Batty.
Hold.
Price. Horn with the mismove out to number 8, or rather Stafford McDowell in the centre, rangy number 12, getting another chance to go again. The youngster, Ali Price, this time puts boot to ball and will force the Cardiff Blues deep inside their own 22.
Clever kick by Ali. We talked before the game about the tactical kicking that might be necessary now. He's realised not going anywhere and put the ball in behind. As Nicky said earlier, Cardiff are playing into a bit of a breeze, so it makes the exit even harder.
Stay black.
Christian Dacey, the experienced Welsh international. Now Nick Williams.
Ball out. Ball. No. Stay bound. Stay bound.
Ball is there for Lloyd Williams. Again, the box kick and a test for Matawalu under the high ball. Infield to Jackson, and he's wrapped up by Josh Turnbull. And it was loose there, and Christian Dacey has managed to get his hands on it. Turnover ball for the Blues, out to Robinson. And now Evans. And just shepherded out by Tommy Seymour, with Jason Harries in close attendance.
I think Glasgow were lucky there. The Blues, for me, had an overlap, and if they put the ball through the hands, they were looking for Jason Harries in the wing, but the ball through the hands, I think they could have done a bit of damage.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think once you get turnover ball, it's worth trying to get to the width, and obviously the Glasgow defence was having to go soft and give them yardage. You could at least got to the close to the halfway and kept possession as well.
Get him on you, Mark. Get him on you. Get him on you, please.
The Blues have been happy with their defensive set so far. They forced Glasgow to kick twice. Horn poorly, and Ali Price had one good one, but Blues defence has held up really well. It's all about those first three phases with Glasgow. If you contain them there, then you can get on the front foot.
Good take at the line out from Adam Ash that got quick ball flowing for the Warriors. And through it goes to Nick Grigg. Nick Grigg one-on-one, gets it inside to Ali Price. Can he get all the way to the line? Well,
Tackle, roll away,
the cover tackle coming across saves the day for the Blues.
Move back.
That looked a certain score.
He looked for all your money he was in, didn't he? I think he potentially could have put his head down and dived for that line, but he went for the handle.
Leave him.
I think Tom Williams put in a brilliant cover tackle to knock the ball loose.
No.
Well done
Use
to
it, 9.
Tom Williams, saving the day for the Blues, and away it goes from Lloyd Williams. Will be fielded though by Rudy Jackson. Step comes from Tommy Seymour. Price now slips it out wide to Jackson. Oh, that's well played into Adam Ash. Glasgow's first score, and it's Adam Ash who started the season in magnificent try-scoring form. He's got his third of the campaign, and Glasgow strike after 10 minutes.
Just as I've been bigging up the Blues defence, how well it's been the first three phases. They first of all get broken straight through the middle, and then once they make the break and get the turnover, Lloyd Williams has kicked well so far, but that ball has got to go into touch. Once you've been turned over there 5 metres out, he needs to find touch and give his defence a chance to regroup, but he doesn't. Tommy Seymour gets good yards and the defence is disorganised. Rudy Jackson does really well to get his arms to an offload.
He does with George Stunner on the wing. I think they were worried about him getting the ball back outside, but turns back inside, and Adam Ash is there with a great support line. He's had a great start to the game. I think it was Adam Ash who put the pass through for Nick Grigg's line, which led to the first line break. So Glasgow will be pleased, although there was a missed opportunity to rally Price when Adam Ash has finished that one off.
Pete Horn with the kicking duties, and from out wide he guides it through the post, and that'll do him the world of good, and it's a full 7-pointer for the Warriors.
Glasgow want broken play, they want chance to run through in an open space. This is the opportunity that Glasgow nearly had. Tom Williams did a great cover tackle, but after that you've got to put the ball out, because otherwise you can't give them another opportunity, because that's all they want is broken field play and the chance to get guys like Tommy Seymour on the ball.
Taken by Rob Harley. He made his 100th Pro 14 appearance against Cardiff in 2015.
Most capped Glasgow Warrior of all time, and a guy that's playing an awful lot of rugby in the second row this year.
Onside.
The bulk of rugby being played at 6, and he's doing a fantastic job for Glasgow in that second row. Guys like Tim Swinson who've been out injured, but back tonight.
Well, they recently overtook yourself, isn't it?
He's been past me for a while now. He went past Graham Morrison a couple of months ago, and he's out there on his own.
Graham Morrison in the centre. All right.
That's right.
I played against him a few times.
Disgusted that somebody overtook him as the most capped warrior.
Turner, and was initially some good hands from Seb Davis, but Glasgow have it back.
Turnover's good.
Some disruption, and now the turnover comes from the Blues, not for the first time.
Turnover's
They
good.
gained the penalty too.
We talked about that before the game, Nick Williams. Threat over the top of the ball as well as Ollie Robinson, but he's straight over the top of that and managed to pluck it back in the Blues side.
Yeah, you see, once he's over the ball, he did really well. To keep his balance as well, could easily have toppled over, but held his feet really well, got onto the ball as well. Say, look, he's a big man, but get down on those balls. Once he's on the ball, it's so hard to go. I think Glasgow probably a bit fortunate because the ball did come loose and they got over the gain line, but just lost a bit of support.
So the Blues bring play up to the 22. Christian Dacey finds Davis at the back.
One stop.
Now the ball comes, held by Dacey at the back.
Hughes now.
Williams now gets the backs involved. Summerhill's charge. Evans, and now Garen Smith trying to get round the outside of his man, hauled down. Callum Gibbons having to release. Quick hands onto Ollie Robinson. This time, the decision goes the way of the home side, and that gets a cheer from the Scotston faithful.
Looks like Matt Ferguson got over the top, but you've got to credit Kieran McDonald. That was a big shot. He put him when Ali Price is away and running.
Well, this is what Glasgow are all about, producing the unexpected and running from deep. This time it's Jamie Batty.
Off.
There will be advantage coming, another penalty.
Listen, you pass the ball first. You must go straight.
This time Kieran Asarati.
Pass the ball 3.
Yeah, I thought Kieran Asarati had got the turnover again. Thought he clamped himself onto the ball. Like John Lacey said, he'd gone past it. It looked as if he'd gotten himself in a really good, strong position over the ball and had stolen that back.
And what goes from a great attacking opportunity from Cardiff just outside the 22, 2 penalties,
3.
and all of a sudden they're defending their own 22. So discipline, something they need to make sure and cut out those penalties in.
Yeah, but it came from the poor drive. They started on the 22 and they didn't get over the gain line, so it gave the Glasgow backs good numbers, so they could come up quite hard, and the Blues didn't really couldn't do anything to generate any quick ball, which is then so you got the turnover. But yeah, 2 quick penalties. Now they're on the 22.
One end of the park to the other, and this time it's Kieran McDonald who claims it well, and this is nicely set up for the Glasgow forwards.
No, I know. That's
The ball is
one stop.
made 4 or 5 metres so far. One stoppage, and now the backs have to go through Price and Matawalu through the middle. Can anyone stop him? No, they can. The flamboyant flying Fijian marks a century of Warriors appearances with a typical characteristic score, and it's Glasgow's second of the night, and that is what the crowd came to see.
Well, Nicky, you talked about the Cardiff drive down in pretty much exactly the same position at the other side of the park. The Glasgow ball comes to a halt. They break out George Turner, Ali Price, a great shot line, allows Nico through that gap, and once he's halfway through that gap, you know that the try's going to be finished.
Yeah, the Blues are really disappointed with their defence there. Ali Price does really well because he delays the ball slightly, takes it to the Blues defence, just holds it for a split second longer. This forced Jared Evans to jam in, and Willis Halaholo goes out, and that opens up just exactly as you'd want to in attack. One guy short to pull in the defender, and then Willis Halaholo gets his line slightly wrong, and that opens a space. I'm sure the Jared and Willis would be looking at each other behind the post going, was that me or was that you? But it was great play from Ali Price, and like when a guy like Matawalu can hit the line with that speed with the ball perfectly, and he's going to be hard to stop.
So Pete Horn, similar position from the first one. The cheers go up. It's the full 7 points for Glasgow Warriors, and they've turned it into a 14-3 lead.
So here we go, a bit indecisive. Jared Evans just dives in. I think Willis is probably going to stay a bit tighter. He's made a misread and gone too far ahead of the ball. Blues like to come up with line speed. We can't get ahead of the ball there. Just read it wrong, but a good set piece play from Glasgow. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that.
Well, here it goes again. That was try number 35 in a Warriors jersey. 100 appearances, one every 3 games. Better than that, just. Impressive strike rate.
Stop now, 4, hold there. Yeah.
And they're never straightforward. Tom Williams. Kick fielded by Pete Horn. Now Rory Jackson. Another penalty goes the ways of the Blues.
8th arriving player again.
I think it maybe was it Nick Williams again over the top of the ball. I think it was. Now that just a little bit of indecision from Rory Jackson coming out of back play there. He wanted to run. You could see he wanted to run. He was looking for the option, Nicky, but probably the better option might have been to stick it in behind.
Yeah, once you start thinking about it, then you got to make a decision early if you're going to run and pin your ears back and try and find a forward, find someone to maybe open up a little door for you with a little block, or get through the Blues defence slightly to give your forwards a chance to recycle. But once he started to doodle around a little bit, is that a word, doodle? He definitely overthought things, didn't they? And then actually Nick Williams is so good. The Blues back row are so good over that ball, and that's the second one Nick's had in the first 20 minutes.
So Jared Evans from range, 10-metre line, and he has pulled that one wide of the target. So Emma Dodds has managed to catch up with Richard Hodges. Emma, over to you.
Well, Richard, what's your assessment of the game so far?
Yeah, defensively we're not the races yet. 2 single missed tackles, one on Grigg and one on Matawalu, then off the line out, which is unacceptable from us. Probably losing a couple of collisions in the first 2 phases as well. Started the game pretty brightly, but as you see, 20 minutes, 14-3, but that's been pretty typical of us the last 6-8 weeks or so. Get behind on the scoreboard and then wake up.
Thank you very much for your time, Richard. Thank you.
Stop! 4!
For the Blues, a 37-0 win over Zebre 3 weeks ago, and they followed that up by not having too much of a rest, and 45 points to 21 win over Uruguay.
Thank you.
It's neatly on from Rory Jackson, who just moved into the first receiver position. He's there again. Knock on from Pete Horn.
Impressed with Josh Turner so far in the game. He's getting the ball in his hands, carrying hard. Just a momentary lapse of concentration there from Pete Horn will give Cardiff the opportunity to have a decent attacking scrum, Nicky, on the left-hand side.
I think, Nick, will that be the main frustration for John Mulvihill, that they talked about the European game and they lost 2 early tries, and it just gave Glasgow the platform. I mean, they're not quite as quick as they were that time around. I think it was 3 minutes for the first 2 tries, but how much of a frustration will that be to have let it happen again?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what they've spoken about. I think Glasgow actually scored from their own 22 in that last game. Really good attacking play. This is just poor defence, as Richard Hodges said there. There's no way else of describing it apart from missed tackles that have cost them, and you're playing against a side of individuals that Glasgow have got. You can't make errors like that because it's going to lead to scores, and already the Blues are behind the 8 ball, and their attack hasn't been firing that well this year, so they're already chasing the game a little bit so early into it, and then when you're doing that against a side as dangerous as Glasgow, it could be a tough night.
Yeah, the tries, as you say, Glasgow haven't had to work hard for them, and that'll be the biggest disappointment. And you know, the ability to build tries on 9, 10, 11, 12 phases, but to give them up with only 2 or 3 phases in and be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. First phase tries, that one off the breakout. That's something that they would have practiced all through the week. Of look, it's a numbers game, and look, you've got 3 players, you've got a defender in a tight channel, just picking up the right people.
Now a half break comes from Jared Evans, almost through. Oh, brilliant hands from Williams onto Ollie Robinson, and Tom Williams just unable to capitalise. Back row throwing, showing all their talents.
Look at the hands from Nick Williams. I mean, I'm not going to put a weight on him, but let's say 125 plus. And you're thinking he's coming right down your track. You've got to make that tackle, and all of a sudden the tip on. Now Glasgow defended it well, but it shows he's got some silky skills in there as well.
Yeah, I think as he's matured, he's used his hands a bit more than his power, and saved himself for maybe carries at backs rather than forwards.
Nice take from Seb Davis, and Nick Williams was out in midfield. Now Christian Dacey, and a good charge from the hooker, Lloyd Williams. And Garen Smith, helped out by Tom Williams. Now his brother Lloyd onto Ollie Robinson, who leads the league in turnovers. Son, of course, of former Edinburgh and Scotland head coach Andy Robinson. Aled Summerhill. Some help from Jason Harries.
Turnover's good.
Nico Matawalu. And a steal from the winger. And that brings the ball back on the Glasgow side.
Step.
Can't imagine there's been many of those in this 100 appearances.
It doesn't often stick his head in there. I think actually he was a wee bit lucky to get away with it. He was the second Glasgow player.
Second or third, I think, to get in on the ball, yeah.
Use your feet now.
All he has done really well is defended on this left channel, is stop when Blues look as if they've got an extra number, who's just shut off so they don't get that extra pass away.
Well, it looked like the kick would be coming, but instead Glasgow run it out a little further to Jackson. And now Tom Williams to return the interest for Pete Horn. Left-footed, he drills it down towards the wing, and the return will come from Williams. Looks for space, and that turns Matawalu, sits up for him. And the kick up the line, fielded by Evans.
Out.
Evans' ball up is well taken by Jackson and into his stride. Nick Grigg now. Matawalu looks to dance round the outside. Such an evasive character.
Black ball.
Decision is a Warriors line out.
Nick Williams stands about a foot away from the touch judge, staring down at him as he decides which way he was going to go, and he was brave enough to go against him.
Try last time out. Home to Zebri for Nick Williams.
Outside 15.
To the back from Turner. Couldn't be gathered though by Adam Ash, scorer of Glasgow's first try. And it's back with the Blues. Lloyd Williams flung out by George Earl.
Okay, hold there now. Off now! Hey.
Lloyd Williams. Jared Evans. Lovely little stab through. And it just got Tommy Seymour turned, but he was alert enough. Here goes Callum Gibbons now. Blues defenders trying to drag him towards the touchline. Turner onto Horn, he spots a gap. Pete Horn is through, he's got Ali Price on his shoulder. There are two in this attack for Glasgow, but Ali Price looking for George Turner. Again, desperate defence from the Blues, and it comes off once more for the Welsh side. It looked certain to be a third Warriors try.
Tom Williams again, I think, saving a certain try. He's got a half intercept. Fantastic break. Pete Horn just sees half a gap through. He goes inside ball to Ali Price. Again, you're thinking Ali Price is maybe just best to pin his ears back, but Tom Williams makes a good decision there Yeah, he's probably disappointed when he sees that back.
6.
Again, poor defence from the Blues, and they grub it through to try and get behind the Glasgow defence, but if you don't get that back, you just give in ball to Glasgow. And with the Blues still set up, all right, you can't, with 2 passes to cut straight through them. Again, it'll be disappointment from the Blues defensive coach.
Tom Williams, though, has saved 2 absolute certain scores.
Stay up.
It's there for Price. Now, Kieran McDonald.
Okay. No. Hey.
Ash.
Leave us.
Now, if there's something that's disappointing to the Glasgow coaches at the moment, I would expect it's how often Nick Williams has been allowed to get onto that ball. Now, the way Glasgow play, it's never going to be perfect, and there's going to be quick breakdowns, but they need to make sure they're targeting Nick, because at the moment he's having an outstanding game at stealing the ball.
Yeah, that's probably the one positive from the Blues so far, is that the amount of times he's got on the ball and given the Blues a bit of possession.
Good kick too. That takes the Cardiff Blues just outside the Glasgow 22.
Nice to see the Blues get a bit of ball off the top here. They tried to drive last time, didn't go anywhere. Can they get some gain line and get some guys around, get the forwards around the corner, or get backs on backs off some quick ball?
They've had possession in some good areas so far, the Cardiff Blues.
One stop.
It's a well set up ball. They've got it in the position of one. There just seems to be a lack of go forward, a lack of leg drive to try and make that hard for Glasgow.
Halaholo stands tall.
10 move. Thank you.
Lloyd Williams. Well, big cheer goes up from the home crowd as John Lacey lifts his arm to signal the penalty.
Not speak to me, right?
Frustrating for the Blues, but the Glasgow are off again. They don't want this ball to be slowed down at all.
Stafford McDowell, and a lovely ball inside to Jackson. Now Grigg, Gibbons goes for the line. He's just short noiseless. Callum Gibbons reaches out, and Glasgow have tried number 3 inside half an hour, and they are looking back to their best.
What a fantastic finish that was from Callum Gibbons. And Alec Price again wants to get it taken quickly. Stafford McDowell makes a great break, and then there's a great sleight of hand in here from Rory Jackson to get the ball to Nick Grigg back inside. And at this stage you're thinking he's probably going to have to look to link, puts on the afterburners, and the momentum just takes him over the line.
Yeah, it's a wonderful try, so good, so clinical from Glasgow. Probably haven't been, but from the Blues is so disappointing. You know that Glasgow are likely to take quick taps. They've already done one so far today, and you still see forwards walking back, turning them around. You know, against a side like Glasgow, expect the unexpected. They've spoken about that during the week. They're just not at the races at all came from a line out, which said they set up well, didn't go anywhere, got turned over, and they're just dawdling back again.
No problem for Pete Horne to add the extras.
We spoke earlier before the game about the leaders out there, that Nick Williams has got a big duty to make sure that he's dragging the guys along with him. There needs to be some words out there, doesn't it, Nicky, as far as Cardiff need to change the way that they're attacking and defending. The line breaks are coming too easily.
Yeah, I think they're both as bad as each other, aren't they? They attack, they don't seem to do enough impetus in it. They don't seem to be really trying to drive that more forward or get any decent ball for the backs to attack from. Then defence is just missed tackles, and there's no urgency in either side.
Talk about the rate of Nico Matawalu's try scoring for Glasgow. That's number 9 and a 25th appearance for Callum Gibbons since arriving last season. 3 for the campaign.
Outside, stop!
Smith's kick is there for Pete Horne to field. He looks to prod and probe and find another gap. Jamie Batty head down.
Cardiff very narrow in defence. You can see conversations going on between the winger, trying to drag the Cardiff forwards a wee bit wider, and they're turning around and saying they've not got the numbers to do it. Glasgow getting this ball wide, and there's great opportunity.
Leave it 7!
Another carry in there for Stafford McDowell, the 20-year-old, making
Stop 4! Yeah,
just his second start, and that's a fine kick to turn the Cardiff Blues deep into their own 22 from Pete Horn.
It's a great kick from Pete Horn. Al said they were tight, so Aled Summerhill, the right wing, had to come up because Willis Halaholo was tight behind him, inside of him, sorry. So it left a huge amount of space for Tom Williams to cover, so there's always going to be space, and just what the Glasgow forwards wanted, probably just to pin the Blues back in their own 22.
That's incredible there, Al. You can see the stats of 37% territory, yet Glasgow have put 21 points on already.
Yeah, that's what happens when they're attacking from anywhere. I mean, about 2, 3, maybe 4 times we've seen them have the opportunity to clear the lines in their own 22, and actually the only one that Glasgow have decided to kick one was the first one where the Blues regather the ball and look dangerous. So, you know, Glasgow want the ball in their hand, they want to be attacking. At the moment, Cardiff want to do anything to stop them getting the ball in their hands.
So I think the time in possession, sometimes you look at it and go, well, if you've got more time in possession, you should be scoring more. But actually Glasgow scored so quickly when they've had the ball, haven't they, that they actually didn't need it for too long.
George Turner that's down on the far side. And Greg just sorting his laces out.
I think the Blues are going to need something in this 8 minutes, aren't they? They need to get something on the board. At the moment, Glasgow looks so dangerous.
I'd like to see them going more direct. I'd like to see them, you know, if they're going to hit it up in the midfield and get the forwards and use that pick and go. We've seen it a couple of times through the middle, and they can control the ball for a wee bit of time there and build themselves back into this game.
Here are the tries. Adam Ash going over for the first one. Nico Matawalu made it 2, and Callum Gibbons stretching out for the third.
That's a metre. That's 1 metre.
That's given Glasgow Warriors an 18-point lead after half an hour of this game. Nick Williams, though, great carry from him. Ball's there for Lloyd Williams.
Hey, next time.
High for Rudy Jackson to claim. Now Matawalu has run off him, looking to run away from some would-be tacklers. Horn, Nick Grigg. Brilliant turn of pace and low centre of gravity, and Ali Price is eventually held up. Glasgow full of invention and ideas. Fagerson lasted just about half an hour against Fiji before a dead leg took him out, but Nick Grigg finds the hands of Rudy Jackson, and now here goes George Turner. Adam Ash met by the tackle of Seb Davis. Price, Horn to Grigg, who gets up after that big hit in the midfield on the previous phase. Now here goes Seymour looking to get in the act. Glasgow have the penalty.
Yeah, I think that was the one Nick Williams just got a little bit wrong. And Lacey was right. I think Williams was on the tackle, he didn't release. A great attack from Glasgow. Willis Halaholo made a good read on the outside, but Glasgow still managed to get the ball away, and they're happy to fling a pass that's a 50-51, or not even that, just to get outside of the Blues. This is the one Willis tries to get to Grigg, just gets it away in great hands from Rodri Jackson. So there's no way did Nick Williams release there. You've got to show clear release before getting onto the ball. He's done it 3 times really well, but that one just got a bit wrong.
Well, for once, Glasgow electing not to keep the ball in hand and instead looking to add 3 more points to the cause.
It's an interesting call in front of the post, obviously, but I just thought that if I was a Blues player right now, I'd probably be happier that Glasgow were going for the points rather than taking the corner.
You'd definitely be happier now.
You would definitely be happier now as it comes off the post.
Okay, good.
But the ball's back in Glasgow hands. Jackson to Grigg.
No. Fine. It's exposed on the side. 7.
Got a good turnover by the Blues there. one aspect of the play they've been doing very well is picking the right breakdowns to go into. One penalty against Nick, but other than that, a very healthy return they're getting from the ones they're competing in.
Well, it's first against fourth in the conference. 10 points the difference between the two sides. Glasgow have got a bonus point in every game that they've played. Ollie Robinson onto the vast figure of Nick Williams, and there were a few bodies hit the deck after clashing with him. Now Willis Halaholo. Matt Fagerson helped out in the tackle.
Brilliant work,
drive him back.
Matt Fagerson, he makes the initial tackle, he bounces back on his feet and is able to make the second one as well. He's a guy who's out there working as hard as he possibly can. He's
been one of the standouts in Scottish rugby this season, would you say?
Absolutely. I mean, he's just adding so much to his game. He's a ball carrying threat, and he's got that engine on him that keeps going.
Nick Williams out on the wing, this time just threads the kick through. Rory Jackson with the pickup onto Stafford McDowell. Jackson again links the play. Hands from Seymour to Grigg. Oh, the dummy from Grigg, and Glasgow are in again. Tommy Seymour for the corner and the bonus point. A first half full of 4 tries for the Glasgow Warriors, and they right now are running out of sight.
It didn't look as if there was much on, but Rory Jackson gets the ball wide, and a great hands here from Tommy Seymour eventually scores the try. Allows Nick Grigg to catch it, but that's too easy. There needs to be somebody working harder inside to pick him up. It looked as if the ball back inside though to Ali Price might have been on, but Tommy Seymour, as ever, works incredibly hard to get on the shoulder of Nick Grigg, take that pass and dot down under the post, as you say, for the bonus point before half time.
Tommy Seymour, 3 in the Pro 14 for the season. Pete Horn adds the extra 2, and it's 28-3. It's a burst of pace from Grigg that takes him away, and Seymour doesn't miss chances like that. 39 tries for the Nashville Flyer. That's 1 point secured already for Glasgow. They'll look in the second half to close out the other 4.
Use 9.
It's Kieran McDonald.
Okay, use it 9.
Of course, these two will meet again in January here in the Champions Cup. Ali Price, ball goes high up into the sky. Didn't get enough distance on it for the chasers. Now Williams to Halaholo, and he just knocks on in the process. There's a loose ball there that Glasgow try and disrupt. But after a good start, Al, Cardiff haven't really got into the swing of things.
No, they've dropped away, and we cannot wait for that half-time whistle. There's not a lot going right for them at the moment. They're out there when they've got the ball in hand. Nick said earlier on, reasonably one-dimensional. But the main concern has to be how easily Glasgow are cutting through them. The amount of clean line breaks there has been from a Glasgow point of view. You're never going to be able to beat Glasgow unless you get your defence right. And at the moment, Cardiff are nowhere near getting it to the mark it needs to be at.
Well, Glasgow average 4.5 tries a game under Dave Rennie, so you would thought there would be more to come. That's the worrying thing for the Blues at this stage.
Bind, set, stable.
I'm interested to see what Glasgow do here. The clock's gone dead, but they're going to have an attack. Yes, they are. They're going to try and chase that fifth try.
Okay.
Robinson trying to disrupt. Here goes Rob Harley.
Move.
Well tackled. Price to Batty. Glasgow have got half the pitch to go if they are to score before the break. Well, it's a penalty. And Ollie Robinson gets the congratulations from his teammates.
It is clock, but you can kick for line out.
It's the second Pro 14 start of the season for Jamie Batty. There will be time for the line out as Jared Evans looks to just find as close to that 5 metre line as he can, and he's done pretty well.
That's a very, very good kick. Gives the Blues an opportunity to try and right some wrongs from this first half and go in with the momentum, maybe trying to get a score across.
Do not jump across.
Well, do you feel to have a foothold in this game, they have to score here?
You would expect a big change in the second half. You'd expect there'd be some fright words, but it would be a brilliant time for them to score.
Dacey, it's the best position territorially that Cardiff have had so far, but they only get one chance at it. And the forwards drive on, the backs come in to help. Dacey turns round, there will be a penalty coming. They're 6 or 7 metres out. Halaholo.
Stay on.
You feel Cardiff must score here. It's with Ollie Robinson. Advantage still being played. Lloyd Williams now out to George Earl.
Stay outside.
Lloyd Williams again feeds the backs. Evans tries to dink one through, but we will come back for the penalty.
Can't help but feel the boys are getting the maul set up well, and I think there's probably more opportunity for them to keep going. They tried to bring a couple of the backs in there, but there just seems to be a slight lack of go forward. Now half the battle is getting that set up. Once they've got that, they need to make sure those legs are going, to make sure that Glasgow are working as hard as they possibly can to stop them getting over.
Well, the decision from Lloyd Williams is to tell Jared Evans to put it to the corner again. And you feel a big moment in the game. The Blues getting closer and closer. It's dragged down. There will be another penalty coming their way. Christian Dacey is so close, but has to present the ball for Lloyd Williams.
Stay on the line, please.
And this time they go wide for the corner. Ollie Robinson, was he turned? We will go upstairs to the TMO. Charles Sampson, the decision will be up to him.
Please.
Interesting, you quite often look at.
Yes, Johnny, I've got you.
Try yes or no, please.
Okay, try yes or no, stand by.
Doesn't look overly confident.
Yes, of course. We're under advantage.
You can tell by the player's reaction. The initial thoughts, Al?
I thought he'd got it down. He seemed to get under Nico Matualo and get it down. So if Nico has managed to turn them and prevent him putting that ball down, he's done exceptionally well.
Matawalu and Matt Fagerson, the two defenders. It's very, very close.
I think initially he shot, and it's the second move that takes him forward. At the same time, the guys managed to turn them. But Matt Fagerson, as you say, coming in and helping Nico Matualo.
I don't need you, Captain.
Cardiff Blues looking for their first try of the game and to get them back in the contest right on half-time.
This is the angle.
Stand by, Johnny.
For me, at the beginning, he's still short there, and as he comes back forward, the ball's lifted. So no, I'm going to say.
And later on there, though, does he get it down?
I don't think so. I think the Blues have a penalty advantage anyway.
Okay, Johnny, I've got a decision for you.
Okay.
The player was short.
Okay.
So therefore go back.
So we're going back for the penalty.
Yes, correct.
No try.
Well, that's going to have to be careful. That's 2 penalties within 5 metres, and his patience will be tested.
No more penalties.
There he is with a final warning.
Right on cue, you know how to play a referee,
No
Al.
more penalties. Captain.
So final warning
Next one's been.
for the defence.
Pulling down.
And final chance for the attack.
6.
Glasgow with a 25-point lead, looking to protect that. And the line out is stolen at the front by Kieran McDonald, knocked out by Nico Matawalu, and that is almost the biggest cheer of the night. And Glasgow will go in at the break with the bonus point. 4 tries scored in that first half, after it was Cardiff who opened the scoring and took a 3-0 lead. Then 28 unanswered points. Kieran McDonald with the late steal at the end there, after Glasgow were under major pressure from the Cardiff Blues. But at the break at Scotstoun, Glasgow Warriors 28, Cardiff Blues 3.
Glasgow Warriors would like to thank our community partner SP Energy Networks for keeping the power flowing for us and their other 3.5 million customers.
Throughout this national crisis, their dedicated teams are keeping you connected and safe.
They're powering our frontline services, our hospitals and our amazing NHS, so they can continue to do what they do best: protect us and save lives.
Your electricity network allows you to stay connected to work, talk to your friends and family and enjoy streaming your favourite box sets.
That's why SP Energy Network's expert engineers are working throughout your communities to keep the power flowing through this national emergency. If you see them out and about, it's because the work they're doing is critical.
And if your power does go out, call 105. Their teams are still available 24/7 to help you. Thank you, SP Energy Networks. If you can, please stay home and stay safe.
As we face uncertain times, we are certain of this. We are a country that looks out for each other. Older people, those at risk, the self-isolating. They're our family, our friends, our neighbours, the folk that live upstairs. Shopping, prescriptions, taking out bins. Lending a hand means everyone wins. Even a wee phone for a natter lets people know they matter. Through a million acts of kindness, we'll show that we are Scotland. If you are fit and well, find out how to help safely at readyscotland.org.
Welcome back to Scotstoun. 2 other fixtures on tonight. On Premier 1, Scarlets 22, Ulster 7, Leinster 24, Ospreys 0 on Premier 2. But back here on Free Sports, it's Glasgow Warriors 28, Cardiff Blues 3, and commentary comes from Al Kellock, Nicky Robinson, and first up, Rory Hamilton.
Well, you can see change there in the form of Rory Hughes coming on for the Glasgow Warriors. So to Grant Stewart is on at hooker for George Turner.
Yep.
There's Grant Stewart. Tommy Seymour is the other that has gone off after a try scoring first half.
Time on, please.
It's a groin strain for George Turner, but we are underway for the second half of fixture, where Glasgow have won 9 of the last 10
Leave it now.
encounters here in all competitions.
Okay, 9, use it now.
The one defeat coming at Scotstoun was in the European Cup 5 years ago. But other than that, the Blues haven't won here for almost 8 years in the Pro 14. That of course came at when Glasgow were playing at Firhill, and Glasgow looking to get into their running early is Nick Grigg, who had an explosive first half, looking for more of the same. Kieran McDonald now to Horn, and Jamie Batty
leave it now,
hits it up in the middle. Pete Horn. There's Stafford McDowell, makes the use of a small amount of space. Ali Price, no way through there.
Nico Matawalu probably would have been better just letting that ball run out of play there. I think he was going out for a Glasgow line out, but I would imagine there would have been a fair frank exchange of words in the Blues dressing room at half time, Nicky, and they'll be looking for a reaction straight away.
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially from the forwards, to get them, trying to get the backs a bit of gain line ball, or if they drive in, make sure you're trying to drive and get some quick ball. At least they're coming off the top now and trying to create some problems.
Yeah, Davis up the top, and Halaholo has got it out wide to Tom Williams. It was Summerhill out on the wing, helped on by Turnbull. And now here's George Earl. This is better from the Blues. Evans decides to dummy the pass and have a go, and this is how the Blues ended that first half. It's Dacey, Williams with the clear out, and here goes Josh Turnbull. And now so close to the line through Brad Thayer, but not quite managing to breach the whitewash just yet. Well, looks like we might need to go upstairs.
This better be a try, because if it's not, if Brad Thayer didn't get over, I think he's quite confident he did.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it was Seb Davis was on his outside that he just needed to pop the ball to, and the easiest try you'd ever have to score. But at least you see some better attacking intent from the Blues.
Okay, try yes or no, stand by.
Best we've seen from the Blues, and I'm talking about going direct, but they pull the ball back out from the line out, and Glasgow get a bit narrow in defence. Yes, that looks okay, doesn't it? It looks as if he's on the line. It's not the most conventional way of putting the ball down, but I think
definitely weight on the ball anyway, isn't there?
We're under advantage, so we're playing advantage anyway.
You can hear from John Lacey that they were on an advantage, so they will come back to that.
The nine we're looking at. We're short on the first one, Charles, okay?
Should it not be a
stand
score?
by, Johnny.
Still
looking.
I've told him.
Maybe not. It's all about whether he's over the line or not, or touching the line, isn't it?
I think it's harder not to score than score from that. I mean, definitely the pop ball up to Seb Davis was the easier one. Seb definitely would have scored. You can't really see whether he's definitely got the ball down.
Make sure he's not bound in the rock as well, the 9, okay?
Yeah, still looking,
if
Johnny.
Lloyd Williams managed to
stand by.
have a go at the second attempt after Brad Thayer had the first dig at the line. It was then Lloyd Williams. It looked unprotected at that stage, but very difficult to see whether the ball was placed at that point. There's Brad Thayer. He's never scored for the Blues in 52 appearances.
Okay, just stand by, Johnny.
And as the ruck goes on, it was opportunity for Williams.
I'm not sure if you can give that, can you?
Okay, Johnny, that's all the angles that we've got.
Okay, Captain, that's all I know. That's all the angles they have. So you're getting. I know. That's
Although that last angle we saw there, I think that's when if it had been played on, then I think Lloyd Williams. That's when Lloyd Williams believe he scored. So it's actually, it's a few seconds later, but no try, and we come back for the penalty advantage.
Lloyd Williams seemed pretty convinced. He did ask the question of John Lacey.
And he doesn't have anything to show the ball is down. He doesn't have
to confirm that the ball was over.
Hey,
there's not a lot John Lacey can do then.
That's all he's given on the TV. So I agree with you. What can we do?
I think Lloyd's still going on saying I think a score needed to go again, but so John couldn't get that message across.
Well, they get another chance to go again. Turnbull's taken the line, and Dacey now helped out by a few of the backs, including Jason Harries, getting his weight behind this. It's still with Dacey at the back of the maul, and he can just peel off and bundle over, and this time the try is awarded for the Cardiff Blues.
There's a better maul from Cardiff, a lot more intent. I never like it, Ricky, when the backs have to come in to get the ball moving forward, but they certainly made a difference when they came in. And you've got to say that Cardiff deserved that, the way they started this second half.
Yeah, exactly what the coach would have wanted, a reaction. Really good line-out ball that got them the field position, possibly could have finished a 2-on-1. But even when they came back, their forwards carried, got over the gain line, they cleared with some power and got some quick ball. And again, the setup was good, and obviously the backs made the difference that time, Al.
Yes, they did.
Not sure they knew exactly what they were doing, but they thought they'd just go and stand there and make a few noises. That's what the forwards do.
It's warmer in there, so maybe the wingers came in for a bit of a heat.
There's Jared Evans, just hooked wide of the target, so the deficit is cut to 20 points. Christian Dacey with his third try of the season. The momentum was all going his way. Nico Matawalu was never going to stop that. Well, they may just be ruining those chances they had at the end of the first half, because the combination of the two scores could have made things a lot more interesting. Still plenty of time on the clock. Back goes Harries. Williams, and here's Robinson. Dacey, the try scorer, and Halaholo managed to get it out wide to Summerhill.
Leave it now.
Williams into Dacey, and up comes Matt Fagerson. Rob Harley trying to help out and wrestle the ball away. Halaholo now to Tom Williams, and a good kick from the fullback. And we're back into the Glasgow Warriors 22 again. It's been, over the half-time period, a sustained spell of pressure from the Blues, and Glasgow having to do plenty of defending.
Similar start to we saw in the first half. Cardiff controlled that for the first 5-10 minutes. Glasgow slowly built into it. Now, from a Cardiff point of view, they can't relinquish this control at the moment. They need to keep it because they need to score next.
Grant Stewart finds Kieran McDonald.
Fine, he's through them in one stop.
It's one stoppage, and Ali Price goes to the air. And bouncing out. Not too much distance gained by the scrum half there.
Nicky, your point in there, screaming at Jason Harris to get that ball moving. Glasgow probably don't think twice about that, and it's in and they're attacking already.
No, exactly. There was a chance to get easy ball and get into the get some speed into the game. That's what Glasgow did to the Blues in the first time. That's what Blues need to do. Quick game and keep Glasgow going backwards.
There's a feeling of a turn in the tide in this game. The question really is whether there's too much for the Blues to do. Tackle coming in from Rory Hughes, half-time substitute, and now Glasgow get the penalty.
Brilliant from Nick Grigg, just picked his moment straight over the top of the ball. He's got such a low centre of gravity we talked about when he's attacking, but also in those rocks he gets himself in, and he's just not getting moved from there.
Yeah, it was great from Glasgow, but disappointing from Blues. They obviously want to go. Willis Halaholo carried the ball up and wanted to go backs, and then backs going again. So ideally you get quick ruck ball, and then you can feed your backs on the front foot. But that ball was slowed down, and once it's slowed down, then the opportunity to go wide had gone. So the Blues needed to maybe get their forwards coming into the game, or Jared Evans has to go tight. He tried a wide miss pass, and as they did in the first half, it was Matawalu in the first half. This time it's Hughes who's shooting up on that left wing. They leave the guy on the outside and make that man and ball tackle.
Change it tight head as Kieran Asirati goes off, and Scott Andrews is on for the Cardiff Blues.
Six, don't change, six.
That's there for Grant Stewart at the back of the maul, and he breaks off the side, heads towards the touchline. Batty.
Tackler, move!
See Ray in there. Ali Price to Pete Hoare, now Stafford McDowell.
Off now!
Horn, and it was fired at Rory Hughes.
Let it come, 7.
Head down from Callum Gibbons. Harley. Price to Horn, he's got Matawalu on his shoulder. desperately looking for work, the Fijian, who brought the crowd to their feet in that first half. Grigg swings it wide to Jackson. Price is there again for Stewart.
I think the Blues are winning this battle at the moment, aren't they? It's about 30 metres they push them back.
Glasgow's attack under pressure now, aren't they? They're not allowing them just to make these easy line breaks, but continue to probe for it as Pete Horn puts a long looping pass over to Nico Matawalu.
And Matawalu met by the tackle of Garen Smith. He's picked up and pushed backwards.
Glasgow won't give in and kick the ball, will they? Still trying to move it.
Tackle Whites!
Nobody kicks the ball less than Glasgow in the Pro 14.
Leave it!
Ollie Robinson trying to get his hands on it, but being told to leave it.
Not supporting body weight, clear this area.
I think he's pinged the Cardiff players for lying in offside position as opposed to Ollie Robinson for going over the top of the ball. It looked as if Ollie Robinson had timed that brilliantly, but Nick Williams lying in offside position, preventing the clear out is what's been penalised, I believe.
I think the Blues defence was so strong they didn't need to give that penalty away. They could have slowed it down and let it go.
Now Pete Horner's missed touch rather, and he found Tom Williams instead, but the end result will be what Pete Horn was looking for, because it's been kicked straight out of play.
Yeah, the Blues, they had the ascendancy, and I think Ollie Robinson felt as if he had the ball. But I think John Lacey said release it. Ideally couldn't get the ball back to the Glasgow side.
There's a short one from Grant Stewart. Again, the inventive side of Glasgow's play. Kieran McDonald up into the 22. Now Pete Horn, Stafford McDowell and Nico Matawalu on the inside ball. It's ripped out by Dacey. And Davis and Smith loses it, but Tom Williams is there to pick up and might be able to spark a counter-attack. Infield it goes, and Gibbons can pick up.
Okay, run forward, leave it!
The crowd not happy with the tackle from Lloyd Williams, but play on it goes. Pete Horn and McDowell, rangy runner in midfield, the 20-year-old.
He's had a good game, hasn't he? He's carried well, he's offloaded well, he's looking like he's going to be a 12, a centre with a bright future.
Ali Price looking for the corner, and that's exactly what he finds. Brilliant kick from the scrum half. We will go back for the penalty anyway.
Are you okay? I know you get a bang in the head as well. Are you all right? High tackle only, just a PK.
The disappointing thing from the Blues' perspective there is that it was a great rip tackle by the Blues defence. The ball came loose, and you'd want them to spark up and really try and get an opportunity to attack, and it was a bit slow and a bit lethargic, and then there was a poor pass, and then they got a bit scrappy. That's a chance to really go, and Tom Williams did make half a break, but then kicked the ball away as well, so again just giving the ball back to Glasgow.
And Glasgow now look to reassert themselves.
Not the most ambitious of kicks from Horn, was it? Always probably preferred a little bit closer.
Taken by Ashwell. He had missed touch with the last penalty as he tried to find touch, so safety first. The message.
Leave it, 7!
Ali Price gets round the first tackle. Brad Thayer. Now Grant Stewart.
Tackle! One move!
For George Turner, hooker. Matt Fagerson now on to Darcy Ray.
Yeah, that's fine. Still in.
And the ball is there for Stewart again, who's been heavily involved since coming on at the break. Now Fagerson, there's a penalty advantage coming here.
Still advantage.
For the Warriors, but they'll look for more. Ali Price tries to dink one through, and Rory Hughes is in the corner. Oh, that's the invention that Glasgow are so well known for. It's another brilliant score set up by Price and finished by Rory Hughes for his first of the season.
What a brilliant kick that is by Ali Price. He lifts the ball up and as you look at the blind side, and to be fair, Cardiff, the line speed's good. There's not an obvious pass, and it is, I mean, it's almost lateral kick straight into Rory Hughes' hands. What a great bit of skill.
You can see spots. Tom Williams is starting to come up, and actually Tom Williams then spots the kick, so tries to stay where he is, but he knows the kick's coming and just loses his footing. So it's when it's your day, isn't it? A lovely pick-up. So Tom Williams a little unfortunate. But that's what happens when you give an advantage away. You know that sides have got free shots, so they're likely to do something like that.
It all goes back. Peter Horn missed touch with the penalty, and you're thinking that's a big let-off for the Blues. Blues kick the ball straight into touch, and all of a sudden they've got a 22. So at the moment, don't get me wrong, Glasgow are playing well, but at the moment the Blues are still putting themselves under enormous pressure with their own mistakes. They're
100% right. That's even when the Blues turned the ball over, they tried a little grubbing, gave the ball back to Glasgow, and you just can't. That's not the game that the Blues want to be playing here. Glasgow want that. They want open play. They want turnovers. They want to be able to play when they get a chance to. So Tom Williams actually did the right thing, stayed in the right position, but just lost his footing.
Ali Price's work is done with that assist, and he'll be replaced by Nick Frisby. And there's also a change at the second row for Glasgow Warriors as Tim Swinson comes on his first action for around about 6 months after injury. There's further changes as Harry Millard comes on for Willis Halaholo, and also in the forwards, Liam Belcher and James Down will be on as well. This is a great run by the substitute, bursting through Harry Millard, and almost the perfect response from the Blues. Dacey has it, hauled down by the Glasgow substitute. Looking for more here.
I know he is.
Nick Grigg does exceptionally well, makes up for a slight defensive error earlier on in that phase. He tried to make the read, got himself a little bit ahead of his inside defender and allowed Cardiff to make that break in the outside. It was Stafford gets hung out to dry a wee bit by Nick pushing up too hard, but to be fair, Nick gets back, he gets over the top of that ball and gets the turnover.
Yeah, really good play from Harry Millard, who came on. A slight misread from Grigg, as you said. We had Harry Millard enough pace to get through, did the right thing, tried to offload but couldn't, held on to it. And I'm not convinced that the pick and go from Gareth Smith was the right decision once you made a bust like that.
Your old pal in the second row, Tim Swinson.
Yeah, good to see him back. He's had a tough time in the last 6 months, and his form's been exceptional for Glasgow in the last couple of years. He's a guy he's only going to play one way. He's going to carry hard, he's going to hit rocks hard, and he's going to work incredibly hard. I've got to say, I thought Kieran McDonald did a great half. He played well. He had that crucial steal just before half time, take the opportunity away from Cardiff.
And Sion Bennett is the man on for Nick Williams in the back row for the Blues. Smartly done by Jason Harries, the former Edinburgh man. He's looking for the long way round. Good hands from Robinson to the other wing in Alan Summerhill.
Okay, leave it.
Williams. Oh, and right through the gap goes Jared Evans. He might need to do it all alone. He's going to try. Hauled down by his opposite number, Pete Horn.
Yeah, ball is here. Yeah.
But again, Cardiff Blues asking the questions in this second half.
It's your own man.
Great break by Jared Evans, just a short line coming in, and again the defence overreads. I think Rob Harley maybe steps in, but the disappointing thing from a Blues point of view, Nicky, is there's no support with him, and it breaks down there.
Yeah, well, they're anticipating the break. Obviously, the great hands from Scott Andrews to give the little ball out the back to Jared, who will always hit that line looking for a mismatch and a break there. I think he ran away a little bit from his support. We said there should be backs on the outside flooding through. Glasgow did really well to slow that ball down.
Hurt himself in the process. Pete Horn. It's going to be a busy spell for both clubs. Glasgow have Scarlets at home next week before the doubleheader against Lyon in Europe. Meanwhile, Cardiff Blues away to Ulster before the big doubleheader with Saracens, and then we're into the derby fixtures of December. Plenty to be excited about at both clubs.
Bind. Set. Stay there, stay there. Hold.
And a good attacking position. The platform provided by the scrum for Lloyd Williams. Jared Evans is round the first tackle. He's surely going to make the line now. And the fly half goes over for Cardiff Blues. Second try of this second half. And they're not out of this yet.
We saw a similar play in the first half where Glasgow scored. So Lloyd Williams goes out the back to Jared Evans. And this time it was just a missed tackle. But Lloyd does well. There's half a little block, but look, it's just Jared's strength there. He's shown when he's had enough ball on the front foot that he can cause problems.
I think Nick gets a hold of his boot and managed to keep that, but nothing else. Scores a try with one shoe on and one shoe off.
Yeah, right read from Greg. You can see he spots the ball, holds his feet, waits for Jared Evans to get the ball and thinks, right, I'll go and get him now, and just slips off his thigh. The frustrating part from the Blues would be they've shown enough that they could have been in this game if their defence had held them and kept them in a bit closer to Glasgow, that their attacking threats have shown that they could have been a lot closer, whereas they're trying to chase the game with 20 minutes to go. It's not over, but it's going to need a big last 20 from them.
They're firing some shots, aren't they? They're having a go, and you know, as you say, the disappointing thing is when you come out so many points down and do that, and don't do that from the off. Like, for the Blues to come up here, the Glasgow have a great win record here, but they must know that they have to start well. They have to go out and try and win the game. It seemed at the beginning of the game that Cardiff are sitting back in the heels, just waiting to see what Glasgow were going to turn up.
You're always expecting them to come out of the blocks, and so you've got to give yourself a chance to be in the game.
Well, Rory Hughes going off. He's only lasted 20 minutes. Brandon Thompson is on a real frustrating time for Rory Hughes, although he did get that try. I understand it's his shoulder that is giving him a problem. And what a fantastic conversion that was from Jared Evans to take the Blues on to 15 points.
You've got to convert your own try, haven't you? Can't miss that.
You can't moan at the man for not getting close enough to the post. There goes Summerhill.
Leave it now.
And again, it's more possession for the Blues. Different side this second half. Williams, here's Robinson. He just injects a bit of pace. The ball seemed to go loose there. The crowd felt that it had gone forward. We play on, the officials happy.
Play on, okay. Thank you. Off the foot.
Bennett involved.
The officials are happy, the crowd still aren't. Although Ollie Robinson looked to force the offload there, and now by the referee standard got away with it. So Cardiff continue the attack.
Off.
Seb Davis. And a substitute, Rhys Carey.
Leave it.
Evans, he is dictating things out there, the number 10 for the Blues. Jink and a step from Tom Williams.
Advantage.
Way through initially, there will be an advantage coming. Garen Smith. And there's a bit of afters.
Don't get involved.
Going on.
Don't get.
Nick Grigg and Callum Gibbons involved.
Three of you go away right now.
George Earl. James Down, rather.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it was James Down that instigated any fighting.
High tackle is the first defence, just to slip up. Just don't get involved after that. High
tackle is the penalty award. The crowd still aren't happy.
I think that's right. I mean, there was a high shot, and then there was a little bit of handbags as James Down tries to hold Callum Gibbons back, and then they have a short conversation. Nick Grigg comes in to get involved, which I always quite like seeing when the backs decide they're going to get involved as well, but I don't think there was anything in it, so we'll go back to the high shot.
So the Blues press further into the 22.
I'm sure Jared will be a little disappointed that when his forwards aren't 5 metres out, they're 10 metres out there. It's a different ball game from there.
Well, now the crowd are a bit happier. Crossing, and again, tensions just rise a little. Tim Swinson at the heart of it.
I think this extra edge to the game actually suits the Blues, though. You know, they're stepping up. They've been penalised there. From what you could see, the ref was signalling crossing, so the back lifters stepped in behind the jumper, preventing the Glasgow players getting at the lifter. You can see him there stepping across, and you don't often see it penalised. It was prevalent a few seasons ago when the law first came in, but it's a correct decision. But as I say, I think the edge to the game probably suits the Blues.
Obstruction formation.
Well, they're becoming well acquainted, these two, and they've got another 2 meetings at least this season. And Emma Dodds is down pitch side with Lee Jones.
Well, Lee, we were expecting a Cardiff reaction in the second period. What have you made of it so far?
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit more even in this half, and I think Cardiff have got a lot more out of their possession. They've managed to get a few line breaks of their own in this half, and it's really put us under pressure. Managed to get a couple of scores, one off the driving maul, the second one off the line break, so they've clawed their way back into the game.
And what will be the approach now by Glasgow to try and consolidate this?
Yeah, I just think trying to keep hold of possession, try and get a bit of territory. Cardiff have turned over another ball there. They've won a lot of turnovers at the breakdown in the game, which has been a real positive for them, but I think from a Glasgow point of view, just trying to keep a hold of the ball.
And wide they go.
Stay on.
It was a great steal by Josh Turnbull initially before swinging it wide. Cardiff, the second in the league in number of turnovers, just Ulster with more of them, and it's showing in this second half in particular. Evans out the back, lovely ball inside. Well, there's
we'll take the second one, so
a knock on.
There's another knock on here.
That will be the decision, so just a scrum.
Cardiff creating chances now. They go back inside there to Jason Harrison. I can't help but think that maybe the tip on outside would have created the 2-on-1. But they're certainly stretching the Glasgow defence now better than they have been at any point in this game.
3, 8.
The ability to go out the back, Jared Evans taking the flat, and this time they take the numbers. Harry Miller does really well. I think there's a 2-on-1 opportunity, or Tom Williams backs himself to go, where they could have slipped the ball to the side, but he doesn't. They keep ball and go again. The Blues this half have been so much better in attack. They've had the intensity, they've had the ball, they've had a bit of go forward. Just haven't been able to finish off and get another score just to bring them a little bit back more into the game. They feel if they can get one score, it might just make it a slightly nervy last 10-15 minutes.
Matt Smith is on for Matt Fagerson, and also Darcy Ray, you saw there, has come off, and Petrus Duplessis, 37-year-old South African front row forward, is on.
Bind.
Recent signing. Let's go. And he stiffen up that scrum for the Warriors, but here goes Turnbull.
Stay on.
Cardiff determined to make things interesting in the final 15 minutes or so here at Scotstoun.
Pass is good.
Shingler, and the ball goes out wide. Stephen Shingler on. Cardiff Blues number 22. Williams now out the back from Bennett, and a chance wide, but Nico Matualo read it all the way. There is no stopping him. The mercurial, magical Matualo. And once again, it is his night, his century night, and he has a brace of tries, and the Scotstoun crowd love it.
Like he's done it all night. He's shooting up off his wing. He waits for the ball to go. He reads it really well. He did it in the first half, and he's done it again in the second half. The Blues obviously trying to push the ball. You know there's space out wide. And Jared Evans has had such a good game, especially this second half. Just trying to push that ball, but Matawalu reads it so well. When you've got a guy like that on the wing, you can spot opportunities like that. He's not going to let that one go.
It's a big moment in the game as well. Like you said, Cardiff were pushing to bring themselves back into the 2 scores. And as we said, Rory, it would have made the last 10 minutes or so very edgy. As it goes, that probably takes it just out of reach. And now it's about how Cardiff can finish a point earlier on about the fact that these teams need to meet twice still this season. It's a big 10 minutes for Cardiff and for those games in particular.
Yeah, you're right. They've got to keep going now. There's still an opportunity if they can get 2 scores to get a point to get something out of the game. So this half they've been a lot better. Still not good enough for the standards they would want.
Glasgow's 44th Centurion, the first Fijian to do that. Nico Matawalu, he's gone full circle. He made his debut in 2012 down in Cardiff at the Arms Park. Shingler. Williams to the substitute Shingler. Scrum half again. Gone from Belcher to Seb Davis.
Stay outside.
And Robinson couldn't quite gather, and then the pass just goes in front of Josh Turnbull.
Been the story of the game a bit for the Blues. Created some chances. If that ball could have gone out the back to Wallace Summerhill, then I think there would be an opportunity on the outside for Turnbull. Again, just not quite the accuracy that they wanted and they've got from Glasgow.
That's all. No.
Well, Jamie Batty is off to be replaced by Kevin Bryce, and a change also for the Blues at scrum half as Lloyd Williams, the captain, makes his way off, and Lewis Jones comes on. He's almost producing a smile. Dave Rennie, his birthday yesterday, and he's delighted the fans with the news that the new contract extension is almost there. Just a few things to be sorted out.
Yeah, all the way
Dave Rennie will be here next season at Scotstoun. And that, you'd have thought, Al, with a number of players out of contract in the summer, that gives a bit of stability that might just help see a few of those over the line as well.
Yeah, he's building his own squad as well, but undoubtedly, the guys think very, very highly of Dave Rennie. He's shown what a world-class coach he is, and him putting pen to paper, albeit not quite done yet, will be great for trying to keep hold of those players. Interesting to see Kevin Bryce on a different subject on it. At Loosehead, he's a man who's moved from hooker to tight head and has now got the ability to move in there at Loosehead as well. So very versatile front row.
Stay. Ball is out.
It's Summerhill.
And away now.
Unable to add to that double that he scored against Glasgow in Europe, but here goes Seb Davis, one of those released from Wales duty for this game. Wales, of course, play South Africa. Scotland up against Argentina tomorrow to complete the autumn internationals. John Lacey will also be completing the autumn internationals next week when the Argentinians play the Babas at Twickenham. That will be his final international game. Wish him well in his international retirement. Keep going in the club scene though.
Good scrum, lads. Keep the same one.
Sting slightly going out of the game at the moment, isn't it? Either team are grabbing it since that last score from Glasgow. Cardiff, as I say, I believe they need to finish big as much as anything for those 2 games that are coming up later in the season.
Ball out. Tackle move.
Here's Davis.
Off feet, no! Contest good.
Lewis Jones goes wide out onto the far side for Garen Smith, who chips over, and it's a short dead ball line here at Scotstoun. Both these teams used to this style of pitch. It's the same down in Cardiff that they met on just last month.
Scrum. Let's get the mark, lads.
A couple of times tonight the Blues have just kicked ball away a little bit, just kind of looking for grubber kicks through. I know that they're chasing the bonus point now, but you almost feel if you make it 30 metres, try to keep the ball. If you can't get a pass away, then recycle it and go again and try and build a bit more pressure.
Yeah, we talked earlier on about the pick and go from Smith in the corner, where the line break's been made, they're in behind. Some of the decision making just in those crucial times when the Glasgow defence is stretched has probably been questionable, and keep a hold of that ball, and it makes it harder for the Glasgow defence to get back and readjust.
All smiles from Rory Hughes, but suffering the effects of that shoulder injury that saw him only last 20 minutes after coming off the bench. Brandon Thompson on for him.
Okay. Let's go again, guys. Both of you, lads. Is the info I have. Just get him up.
Quite surprised to see Nico Matuala standing out in the wing. I thought he would have got himself in at 10 or 12, desperately searching out that hat-trick on his 100th game.
I think the way he's gone tonight, if he just stands there, he'll get a try somehow, won't he? The way he's kind of gone.
Pick up from 8, I reckon. 5 metre scrum.
Bind.
Penalty for
weight transfer across.
Cardiff Blues.
Second time. Yeah, second time.
So Stephen Shingler will take us just to the 22.
I've asked. No. There's a big shift change across. Yeah.
What would be going through a forward's mind now, Al, if you have to change your call, hoping to be a bit closer?
It's not ideal, is it? 6 minutes left in the game. You would hope that was somewhere within about 10 metres. Oh, they've spilt it. Oh no, they've managed to regather it, so the attacking opportunity is still there.
Still going to
leave it here. Thank you.
Turnbull. Head down and half broke the first tackle. This is good continuity coming as Belcher heads for the 5 metre line.
Away.
Lewis Jones pops it up.
Tackle move.
Lots of Cardiff numbers over on the right hand side, then gets it out there. Rory Jackson comes up hard to block it off, does a great job.
And again the ball falls into the arms of a Glasgow Warriors player, and now Frisbee looks for the cross-field kick. Swinson tips it back. McDowell injects a bit of pace, and now here goes Matawalu, still Nico Matawalu. Brandon Thompson tries to keep it in field. Well, he went himself when perhaps he should have given it inside.
The double chip kick was definitely on, even though there's 3 men on his inside. That would have been class, wouldn't it? There definitely was a ball on the inside.
Listen to the crowd. The crowd don't want to see the ball go back to the inside. They want to see the hat-trick.
Well, boys, who, unsurprisingly, may be your Guinness Man of the Match this evening?
It's got to go to Nico Matawalu. It would have been perfect if he scored his hat-trick try there, wouldn't it? Just to finish the night, but I think he deserves that for having hair like that, doesn't he?
He's put in a great performance. He's worked hard, and as always, he's been dangerous. And to step up in his 100th game and put that is terrific.
And in defence as well, he's made some great reads on that left wing. Credit to him.
Brought down themselves.
The Warriors here looking for more.
Breakaway.
And within 5 metres of the line.
Rock forms. Leave it.
So Nico just lurking in the inside of Pete Horn. I wouldn't bet against him getting that hat trick before the night's out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's Guinness.
Glasgow will have
penalty.
And just another warning for Robinson and his troops.
As the man of the match is announced to the crowd, you can tell we made a popular decision.
I think if there'd been booze, it'd been anybody else, wouldn't there?
You're dead right.
Because there's a rock formed and you can't put your... No, you're not.
And he's still got 3 minutes to go. It's another sellout at Scotstoun this evening, and they're all cheering the forwards, trying to give them the impetus to drive over that line. Frisbee trying to wrestle the ball out of there. Easier said than done. John Lacey's got his arm out for a penalty.
Still advantage.
And the warning was already there. There could be a card to follow here, but let's wait and see
Still advantage.
what occurs. It's there for Frisbee, making his Scotstoun debut. Now Matt Smith, and we'll go back for the penalty.
Swimming up the side. Hold on.
Went against Seb Davis.
Who's the captain? Yeah, next one's in the bin. Same for them. 2 line-out infringements.
Final warning.
No, I said it to the captain for on the floor. Number 7. Not from all 10, okay? Yeah.
So with 2 minutes left, Glasgow look to go the final 5 metres. It's a great steal initially though by Turnbull, but now it comes back on the Warriors' side. And Pete Horn, Frisbee, Petrus Duplessis, the unmistakable figure. Now Tim Swinson hands it off to Callum Gibbons. But this time the Blues do their job.
He's the first man.
Strange period of play there. The ball seemed to be thrown in when some of the Glasgow players weren't even looking at the line out. Miscommunication clearly, and then spilt back over by the Cardiff Blues, but Glasgow can't capitalise. And Cardiff clear the lines up towards halfway and have an attacking line out.
Well, they've got a fantastic record here. Only the Scarlets have won here in the Pro 14. That came in the knockout semi-final last season. You have to go back to May 2017 for the last regular season victory here. That came by Edinburgh.
Yeah, he's fine.
Lewis Jones,
stay down.
Substitute fly half, or scrum half rather. And here he is once more to Shingler, and now Ollie Robinson. Belcher right through the middle, got it away to Sion Bennett,
Strip is good.
but now it's loose. And the hack on from Brandon Thompson, fielded by Jason Harris.
Stay up, stay up.
And we are over the 80-minute mark. So Matawalu might not quite manage the back-to-back hat-tricks.
Stop.
Although he's chasing after this, so maybe we shouldn't count him out just yet.
Here we go. Oh, he's tired. He's tired.
Well, he's going to have the final say, and rightly so. It has been Nico Matawalu's night.